that they have to manage. So the rooms division tracks the financial transactions, the front office accounting, with the night auditor being part of the front office accounting, tracks all of the hotel or the operations daily accounting reports. So everything goes to the night auditor. The night audit usually doesn't come in until late evening and works till early morning. That way all of the restaurant and food and beverage operations accounts can be posted to the folio. The master folio is taken by the night auditor and they balance and sure up or true all the daily accounting statements. So front office manages all of the operation accounting, which goes to the accounting department. So they ensure initial control, record settlement, which is done by the night audit, and it all goes to accounting. So the folio or the accounts are shored up. Any vouchers or records from the point of sales are posted. Financial data is accumulated and summarized. As I stated in the earlier lecture, each department has their own financial records. In some accounting areas, banks will be distributed to department heads for food and beverage, restaurants, bar management, where they might have their own bank in a lockbox or bank bag with a certain dollar amount to open with and operate the business with. Then the point of sales receipts and accounts and close out documents go in the bank bag and is submitted to the night audit. The night audit balances these and returns the bank bags with the balanced amount that each department head is given. So they calculate the monetary reports and the account balances based on daily actual sales. Any financial transactions are shored up by each department, and each department will know on a daily basis where their accounts are and how they've been updated. So a guest account is a folio. Each folio has a record number per guest and the payment method per guest. So if you have a large function or a large event, accounting will assign a folio number to that large banquet event. The folio number is the master number that will be used by night audit for any services, food and beverage, or any services on property that are rendered, and there will be a master payment on that folio. So when the event is complete and the event date is closed, the banquet manager or the director of food and beverage will balance all that according to the final folio from the account number given to them by accounting. The final sales receipts will be printed. The final documents from the point of sales are printed out, balanced by the banquet manager, catering manager, or the food and beverage manager, and posted for that final days of sales to the night audit. The night auditor will shore it up, and if there's any questions on that account, the food and beverage director will be notified and have to balance that with accounting or with the guest. So each event or banquet has a folio number that's assigned to them by accounting. Okay. If they have rooms or food and beverage, it's all going under the same folio. So non-guest accounts are guests that if they walk in and they're not guests of the hotel, but they're using the restaurants and a payment method at the end of their services rendered would be a credit card or any payment transaction. And that check has to be closed out by the salesperson, the server, or the beverage manager, or any of the venues that are used at the hotel property at that time. And that check will be closed out and balanced accordingly by the manager on duty per shift Then it's turned into the night audit, and the night audit sures it all up, make sure it all balances according to the master folio. Folio is a transaction with a number, a charged account. Uh, all transactions, debits and credits are posted on the folio. At the end of the guest services, it should render a zero balance, which is shored up by each department and finalized and checked and balanced by the night audit. So everything is posted. It's called a posting. So if they use a restaurant and they use their folio number, on these large resorts, you'll have a guest card. The guest card will have a number which is associated with the folio number that they can present at any restaurant, bistro, cafe, C-store, or any event that's held on property where there's a transaction. It can be posted to that master folio, which is a number. The folio can be settled at the end of service by any payment method, cash, credit, or now we have iPhone and Androids that have their own payment apps that can be used. So guest folio is the folio that the guest has with a assigned number. The master folio is the master at the end of the guest services, or master folio has all the folio numbers from the front desk, which is shored up by night audit. Non-guest is anyone that's using services and they use a payment method that's not folio related. Employees or director of operations, or anyone that has a particular account where they can charge on it, will have a folio number. And all these are signed by the accounting department. They're managed by the accounting department, and they're shored up by night audit. Once night audit posts and it goes to accounting, the director of ops has to work directly with the audit, the accounting department. Some accounting departments are so large that they might have accounting supervisors or accounting managers that are assigned to individual departments because they have such large sales volume for retail and large expenses. A voucher is a transaction. So a voucher can be printed out from a point of sales. A voucher can be posted for a department manager to collect. It can be sent electronically, or it can be a charge or transfer interdepartment. Interdepartment voucher would be simply that one of the directors ordered food and beverage for a particular meeting that they're having. So it has to be accounted for. They're not being charged full rate off the menu. They're being charged a discount rate. It's an interdepartment transfer, but food and beverage still has to get credit. So a voucher is created. Another voucher is that the bar needs lemons, limes, juices, and mixers that are ordered by the chef. And the chef would have to do, or the purchasing agent has to do, an internal voucher transfer for produce. That means it's giving the kitchen credit for the produce at cost, which the bar uses. So beverage managers don't have to order their own limes, lemons, oranges, pineapples, cherries, any grocery or sundry items that are ordered by a vendor through the kitchen. They simply write up a voucher and it is transferred to the bar. And the food beverage transaction will get credit for that expense. Point of sales, our point of sales is a POS system that generates documents for cost or expenses, but all inventory or menu related items and recipes have to be inputted into the point of sales in order to keep accurate transactions. So it has to be the manager that works with the point of sales company to input the information. If you're just simply a C-store will simply put in the items that they're selling, C-store being a convenience store on property, toothpaste, bath sundries, shaving cream, razors, toiletries, anything that is needed that a guest might be staying for long term that they could not bring with them would be assigned a sales revenue dollar amount, And when they're rung up at the register, it's a point of sale system that simply is deducted from inventory. Large hotels have point of sale systems that are in the restaurants, lounges, room service. If there's valet, dry cleaning, a parking garage service, most places don't use telephone services anymore because people use their own cell phones. There might be a charge for internet. Any fitness centers where you can charge as far as credit, athletic spas, and any retail or C stores, which we discussed, are posted um, to the main folio through a point of sales. I told you that a point of sale system, a POS system, has to talk to the PMS, the property management system where all the master folios are kept. Otherwise, you won't be able to render these services, and they would have to be done by a hand transaction, which I told you was an issue at Kaloa Landing when I first started. They did not purchase the point of sale system from the same manufacturer as the property management system. They didn't talk to each other. When I say talk to each other, I mean they couldn't correspond through cloud and electronically work together. So it was a nightmare. We had to correct this. We had to purchase a new software system and straighten it all out so that the in-room orders, room service orders, and the grocery orders that were placed through the C store could all be posted to the property management system so the night auditor could balance and shore up all the folios for each guest. Okay, so the services are purchased throughout the property. Point of sales is a direct sales measure that's used for the sales system. The point property management system will have their own um, management system, but accounting system can be used, and some complex accounting systems are used. And then the reports by the night audit go to the accounting managers, and then the accounting managers have their own Excel spreadsheet software that they use, which would be available to executive managers and directors. So the point of sale system enables remote terminals at the point of purchase to communicate directly with the front office system. The front office system is the property management system. Okay, these are automated systems which everybody uses today in all properties. Most today are cloud-based, as was mentioned earlier in our lecture. Toast was one system that is a cloud-based system that is sold by US Foods. Cake is another system that's used by Cisco Foods, and these are all cloud-based. They're cheaper units because you don't have to pay as much for the hardware, and the software there really isn't any because it's internal link for a cloud-based system. Cloud-based means it's out there on the internet world and a controlled web access that's permanent there. It's always permanent. So a guest ledger is the master bill, which is used by the night audit, which is submitted to accounting. The guest ledger is all the folio information, the guest registration, their payment method. It's all collected by front office. Okay. So all these records today can be done accounting, and all these accounting can be done directly by front office. If you are a frequent traveler and you're a rewards member with Marriott and all that information now can be set up on your rewards site. So your payment method, your personal home information, your business information, your corporate credit card, your rental car agency, all of that can be put into an app now if you're a frequent guest traveler. Bonvoy is a system by Marriott, and then Hilton has their own app. And so when you travel, you don't need to fill out all this information for every Marriott you stay at. Use the Marriott app, you book through the Marriott app, and then all that will be posted automatically. If you use an outside booking company, booking.com, hotels.com, VRBO, Airbnb, you can take and you're staying in a Marriott or Hilton property, you could take your rewards number and make sure that it's posted in one of these other websites, and you'll get frequent traveler credit and rewards. They all honor, Marriott and Hilton honor other booking sites, and you will get the rewards if you stay on their property. Okay, so guest folio is created during the time of reservation. It's a master folio for the guest. All master folios will be submitted to accounting. And today, this is all automated electronically. It's a reservation record. It's your billing statement. You have to have a master card, master payment method on a link to the folio. If you're a large event, you can have a group number. The group number will have an automatic billing method that was set up at the time where the BEO or the contract was set up with sales or the catering department. Okay, talked about point of sales. It's unnecessary to keep handwritten records or manual records. Everything today is done electronically through cloud-based systems. Large resorts, a guest may be given a handwritten resort card with a particular number on it that can be automatically used at all the venues where they don't have to present a credit card, or where they don't, for privacy and theft, they don't have to list their or name their room number at a restaurant or a venue. They can just hand the server or bartender this particular card that has a number associated with their guest folio. Okay, which is a line of credit that's given to them. Most properties today, you cannot pay cash. You have to have some kind of electronic payment method, or it's going to be very difficult for you to stay at any hotel or resort. So front office monitors guest payments and folios. All folios are shored up on a daily basis by the night audit. So it's not like a credit system where they wait till you leave and then just try to charge you. Everything is shored up every day to make sure the balance of your credit posts. So if you're reaching your risk, or it's red flagged and the folio doesn't post, or the credit payment isn't made, you'll be notified right away by phone, email, or text by the front office administration that another form of payment needs to be made, or you need to finalize and balance your account. Okay, so folios are accurate. Night audit, make sure of that. Night audit will go through. If there's an accounting problem, night audit will correct it with the director or accounting. Everything is balanced on the daily, so nothing rollovers to the next day. If it does, it'll be red flagged. That manager will be notified, accounting will be notified, and those balances have to be shored up and corrected immediately. Front office accounting formula: balance debts less credits is outstanding balance. Um, Debts increase the account balance, credits decrease. Okay, so front office staff may rely on electronic vouchers, we discussed. Transactional information from remote points of sale. So you can be at a multiple property at any point in any terminal. Today we have iPads. You'll see in large resorts, people checking into conventions, the front desk, people will leave behind the front desk and come out on the floor with iPads to check guests in quickly for conferences. A lot of hotels now will set up kiosks in the convention center to check in guests quickly, so they're specifically just for that event. They're checking all those guests in that match the room block for that event, so that they don't have to wait in line and take forever to check in. A lot of these event managers will have registration tables with the trade book, the trade badge for the guest, all the check-in information that's needed, and someone from the hotel rooms division is there to also check the guest in. As I stated in one other lecture, if you go to these large casinos now, they have kiosks or booths or people that are available to check people in at the hotel. They have shuttle buses ready. They check the guests right in at the airport. The guests get on the bus. Their luggage is taken directly by the bellman right to the room. And the reason why they're doing this is so they can get the guests on the casino floor quicker, spending money at a quicker rate, instead of having them go to their room or check in, go to their room, get them, gather themselves, and go back down to the casino floor. It's done for a reason. It's done to expedite services. Cash payment is not really taken anymore. Most of it has to be electronic. You have to have some form of a credit card or a iPhone payment or some type of electronic payment. We're all getting into these coin-based payment methods now. So if that hotel is associated with a coin-based payment, that is an electronic transfer. There has to be enough money to cover your reservation. They always take out a certain amount to cover for any of the property amenities. And usually each hotel before you check in will tell you how much is taken out on your credit card for hotel amenities. If you use a debit card, they usually hold more because it takes longer to collect those funds. It also takes longer to, if you don't use all those funds as a guest, it also takes longer for those funds to be reimbursed. Okay. Okay, if there's a account correction that needs to be made, it's done at the time of checking out. Many times now you can see right on your television or on your phone your exact balance, your folio. I don't even use the front desk anymore. I go to my app, check in. Uh, you get closer to the hotel, they actually give you a room key now. My credit card payment is posted. Once I get closer to the property, I ask for the room key. It gives me the room key. A green room key icon pops up, and that's what you use on the electronic door device. When I check out, it simply says, "Are you ready to check out?" I push the app, I push yes, check out. Don't even have to see the front desk person. I get in my vehicle and I drive away. This is how most properties are operating today. Okay, so a lot of this information is the night audit and audit controls. Night audit is the person that shores up everything up at night. It's a particular um, person that knows accounting, that knows rooms divisions, that knows numbers, that works directly with software, the point of sale systems. They're the check and balances for executive management to make sure all departments, directors, and rooms division are submitting their paperwork on time and correct. Some night auditors that I worked with had red pens and they'd go through all these POS transactions and send them right back to the directors and managers. When I was at Kaloa Landing, I constantly got daily red pen PO point of sales things that I had to go to my directors and managers and make sure they were doing things correctly. And it had to be corrected that day because they're throwing off the whole P&L statement so that the executive management, when they're looking at revenue and sales, if there wasn't a banquet or event posted, it throws off the gross profits. And these hotel companies and multiple properties, these accounts and P&L statements are read at the corporate level. So if you have a regional manager or a corporate manager, they can go pull up a hotel that is a large convention center versus one of their small little properties and look at the sales and wonder what's going on with that hotel. So when I worked for Kaloa Landing as a national director of food and beverage corporate executive, they would come into my property, fly in and check what was happening there because we were doing $1 million a day in room sales sometimes of the year. It was a very large property.